Hello everyone, this is Thor with Bear Bull Traders, and I would like to do a recap on my CSCO trade for you today. CSCO, along with the rest of the tech sector, was bouncing a little bit, along with the SPY, on some decent news involving Nvidia and some other chip stocks. So I really had my eye on it, and I was really hoping CSCO was going to try and close the gap a little bit of what it had from a couple of days ago. So this was on my personal watch list. I think it was also called out during the morning get-together. But I really didn't like the kind of how it looked in the beginning. So I actually had a pretty slow start to the day. I didn't put any trades on till after 11 o'clock. And I took a one long on a MU, which worked out quite nicely. And then I took a long here on CSCO, which ended up netting me around $200. So between the two, I made over my profit target today quite nicely. So I wanted to cover CSCO with you and show you why I got into that one. So if you'll notice here, after 11 o'clock, CSCO had managed to put in an ascending triangle here on the 1 minute. Now, if you look back here on the 5 minute, that also coincides here with a new 5 minute high, which I liked quite a bit. So I went ahead and took it long at $48, and I took about 1,200 shares. Now, I talk a little bit in the room about scaling your expectations of how much money you really need to make on a trade. I think a lot of people really get too obsessed with price levels and making sure I can get all the way to a certain level or get, something. I'm more of a mentality of I'm looking to make a specific profit every day. I'd really like to make at least $300. It'd be nice if I could make 4 or 5 or 6. Even if I'm trading well, I'll get there. But as long as I hit that 3, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. And if you think about it mentally, $300 is 1,000 shares moving 30 cents. Okay, it's not a huge move. Okay, it's actually a pretty small move for a lot of stocks. So on CSCO here, I'm in for 1,000 shares. I took my first partial as I went up, and then took some levels here. I got a little over partialed here, but the time in sales, it doesn't look like it, but the time in sales was being really goofy, so I wasn't really sure what it was doing. So as it nudged up, I took a couple of extra fills just to reduce my position a little bit off of the 1,000. And then as you can see here, I subsequently partialed up all the way up to about 48.50. Now, after it came back down here to this 48.36 level, it looked like it was putting in an ascending triangle to the downside. So I got a little worried with it. So I took some more of my position off all the way down to about 10%. And then I decided I'd hold the rest for break even, which would be 48 again. Never made it back down to there, and it pushed up. And then I actually sat down a little bit before close to close my position off, and noticed that it had put in an ascending triangle here on the 5 minute. So let's see if I can get over, and I'll show you the fun I had with that. So at that point, since it was putting in my ascending triangle, I decided I'd go ahead. There we go. I'd go ahead and add back into it. Now this time, again, my stop's only going to be 5 cents. So my adjusted stop, since I had already had quite a large position in it, was going to be the break here of the 9 moving average. So 48.43. I got it at 48.45. So again, 3 cent stop, 4 cent stop, super tight. So I got into it, got a partial here, moved all the way up, came back down, and then it hit my break even, or wicked through my break even, stopped me out. So I thought I was going to be done with it, and then it pushed right back up into my range above the 9, and I was sitting here staring at it, so I was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and just add my position back in. I actually just added in when I stopped out. And then I rode that back all the way up to almost 48.60, got up to 48.58. And then I'd covered, since we were really close to the close, I'd covered down quite a bit there, and then stopped out the rest of the break of 48.50 again. So the real nice trade, obviously, was the one that was back here at the open. I made this new 5 minute high, which on an ascending triangle on the 1 minute, used that for a break, partialed up really nicely, and then just had a little fun with CSCO at the end. One of the good things about having some profit locked in is if you want to try and extend it a little bit, you can have a little bit of fun just by adjusting your stop outs to make sure you don't give away any of your locked in profit. So anyway, hope everyone had a great day today. Hope you enjoyed my recap, and I hope everyone's staying green.